Jedi mind tricks. Wow, what a concept. It takes us back to Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, where Obi-Wan Kenobi said that it was in the interest of the Stormtroopers not to harass Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi pertaining to those droids. These aren't the droids you're looking for, is what I'm trying to say. And thereafter, Vinny Paz and Just Allah came along, knocked the wind out of us, mind you, and came up with Jedi mind tricks of their own. Pass the peace pipe, much to my delight. I know that we've been different, just like day and night, but God has plans for us. He hasn't cast us down, even when you feel so miserable that you could drown. It was always hard. Growing up in Philly, Rocky gave you glamour. The cheesesteaks were a real thing. Nobody expected young Vincenzo to get brilliant. The teachers probably thought that you were actually quite stupid, rejecting what they taught you. Other than linguistics, you must have sorted in this class. Just like me, I figured, after 9/11, your hatred was immeasurable. President Bush must have looked just like a criminal. And you were once iconic, but found a higher calling. You found a better purpose, although it's been appalling. Terrorizing anyone who doubted you were godly. It really made you look like you were part of Satan's posse. Jedi mind tricks was really quite the statement. And I may be naive, but you could be a double agent. I highly doubt you're passionate that you belong to Satan, but in case I was mistaken, the plan wasn't misshapen. Jedi mind tricks was really quite the statement. And I may be naive, but you could be a double agent. I highly doubt you're passionate that you belong to Satan, but in case I was mistaken, the plan wasn't misshapen. Esoteric is the one I'm really pulling for, and not simply because the weatherman became his chore. I feel the good inside of him, and even more than you, it made me smile when he mentioned the cat across the keyboard, dude. It's funny because esoteric is my trigger word, because as absurd as it seems, it's always seemed to strike a nerve. Everyone from poetress to Ozzy sang for me, and maybe not about me necessarily, but we should see. I'm sure that wasn't everyone. There must have been some good, there must have been some angels to counteract the brood. Back to Esso though, he's like a little rascal. He's like the little engine that could as his pterodactyl. And that could mean he made your squad look less intimidating, debating on whether or not this world you were cremating. So if your goal was dragging AOTP down with you, I'm saying esoteric needs to come home cause it's past his curfew. Mind tricks was really quite the statement. And I may be naive, but you could be a double agent. I highly doubt you're passionate that you belong to Satan, but in case I was mistaken, the plan wasn't misshapen. Jedi mind tricks was really quite the statement. And I may be naive, but you could be a double agent. I highly doubt you're passionate that you belong to Satan, but in case I was mistaken, the plan wasn't misshapen. Self-titled and apathy are crude to say the least, but next to you I'm sure that Christ would help them make their peace. Apathy, for instance, the internet MC, took a while to find his way into the industry. I think they looked up to you, and also Just Allah. You're like the bigger brother, and yet like Dr. Claw, so that makes other members like the agents of MAD. And I'm Inspector Gadget, so that makes this sad. Penny and Brain solve the gist of my cases, and their identities I'll have to keep as a secret. So back into Egypt, the basis of your namesake. Maybe I'm Moses, your people must escape. This is boiling down to a showdown with you. I hope it's not an issue, I'm keeping it true. Hannibal was more than just a dart flying my way. You and I know it's a shot at Carafe. Jedi mind tricks was really quite the statement. And I may be naive, but you could be a double agent. I highly doubt you're passionate that you belong to Satan, but in case I was mistaken, the plan wasn't misshapen. Jedi mind tricks was really quite the statement. And I may be naive, but you could be a double agent. I highly doubt you're passionate that you belong to Satan, but in case I was mistaken, the plan wasn't misshapen. Jedi mind tricks was really quite the statement. And I may be naive, but you could be a double agent. I highly doubt you're passionate that you belong to Satan, but in case I was mistaken, the plan wasn't misshapen. Jedi mind tricks was really quite the statement. And I may be naive, but you could be a double agent. I highly doubt you're passionate that you belong to Satan, but in case I was mistaken, the plan wasn't misshapen.